Historic preservation is a reminder of society's culture and complexity. It provides us with a sense of identity and often inspires us. Looking back gives us knowledge to move forward. In some cases, historic preservation is just flat out cool. Case in point, Glendora's first motorized fire engine, purchased in 1915. Who doesn't love an old fire engine? With the help of former Glendora Historical Society President John Lundstrom, local historian Ryan Price, and City of Glendora Fleet Manager John Gregorio, we recently had an opportunity to learn more about the history and restoration of this incredible machine. Join us, one story at a time, as we take a deeper look inside Glendora. Technological advancements of steam engine pumps, most notably their increase in size and weight, ushered in the need for horses to pull the apparatus to a fire's location. For cities that could afford it, these new engines helped end the era of the bucket brigade. At the turn of the 20th century, those continuing advancements gave way to the self-propelled apparatus, the fire engine. Glendora, California was incorporated in 1911. City leaders commissioned the construction of their firehouse and jail 2 years later, in 1913. It was another 2 years, 1915, that Glendora bought its first fire apparatus. Why did Glendora buy a fire truck?
You didn't have to keep 3 horses, and you could jump in it and push the button or turn the crank or whatever, and you're on the way to the fire instead of harnessing horses and all the other things that went on with keeping a horse. And there's 3 of them in there.
But the fire engine story doesn't actually begin in Glendora. It begins in Cincinnati, Ohio, by way of Elmira, New York.
Yes, they purchased it from the American LaFrance Fire Truck Company, and that was located in, the factory was in Elmira, New York, and it was prepared for to be shown at the fire truck convention in Cincinnati for 1915. It was shown there. It was purchased there by a representative of Glendora.
From New York to Cincinnati and then San Francisco?
From there it went to San Francisco, and where they had the 1915 Pan America World's Fair at, I think there's some buildings under one of their parks there that still exist from that fair.
On the road to California with a guarantee.
Now, it was on the way to San Francisco, and they agreed that it could be shown wherever necessary. Right. And one thing about that particular fire engine or fire apparatus company is that their guarantees seem to be forever. Okay. Yeah. So it's still not under warranty now. But it had a long guarantee apparently, or a long warranty period.
Do you know what the original cost was?
I understood it was about $6,000.
$6,000.
Yeah.
$6,000 in 1915 would be roughly $145,000 today. That's less than the cost of a new fire engine if purchased literally without the bells and whistles. Eventually, Glendora's investment made it to the city and was almost immediately put to use until the mid-1930s, when it was removed from active duty.
I understand it was taken out of service in the 1930s. However, someone told me that it was still functional in the 1950s. It was used to help one of the brush fires up there in the mountains. They drove up next to someone who had a swimming pool and stuck the sucker in the swimming pool and pumped water out of it. That's what I was told. I don't have any backup for that, but that looks like a very possible thing, because the truck was still functional in the 50s.
Yeah, I mean,
and
to some degree it could still be functional today.
Yeah, it is.
Not very effective necessarily.
Well, no, you're right, but it was a whole lot better than hand pumps and whatever else they had to fight the fire up in the hills there.
Right. Certainly better than a hand pump. Over time, the truck has needed work to keep running. Mr. Lundstrom shared some of his experiences with us of the engine being nursed back to the shop after appearing in city parades. The engine had even been painted before.
Watching a Christmas parade one day, and I saw some of the guys in the Historical Society pushing the fire truck down the street to try to get it started.
Right.
I said, well, I better be, that looks like fun. So I decided to join the Historical Society then so I could get myself involved with fun.
After years of minor repairs, it was finally time for a full restoration.
I guess the city manager's seen it and heard that we needed to replace the radiator on the fire truck. Okay. And he came down and looked at it and said, this is a jewel in the rough. Why aren't we showing this more? Why don't we get it repaired? And that's when our journey started here.
Fire engine number 1 is a great reminder of Glendora's culture and complexity. It helps add another layer of who we are as Glendorans. And watching it roll down the road during a parade, well, you can tell that's pretty awesome by seeing all the smiles and waves this old truck gets. Thanks for watching.